in the early 1990s. Jonathan left New York for Arizona because of work. He was a therapist. Shortly thereafter, he received as a gift a video camera. This seemingly innocent camera would shake up his world forever. He began to take footage of the altar of Bryan, or their god. He recruited a couple of friends to document this phenomenon. Everyone around them believed in this religion. The U.S. Archival Records Department tried to create an accurate timeline of the events. In any case, excuse me, it is being released by the Freedom of Information Act for the first time. Every attempt was made to make this as watchable as possible. The 90 or so existing minutes of footage has been used by forensics and military units the world over. If you feel faint or nauseous while watching these events, please look away from the screen, stare down at your feet until you regain equilibrium. I strongly recommend that you seek out the nearest theater usher to determine where the nearest exits are, in case you feel sick or you simply have to leave. Hardened professionals have taken a few times to get all the way through the footage. These are the video musings of a highly disturbed young man. If you have a pre-existing condition, I simply suggest that you do not attempt to watch. This is what was recovered.
Testing one. Does this camera work? Testing.
Hey, when did your uncle send you a camcorder? Jonathan. Stop it.
Yeah, so what gives, John? Does he want you to secretly tape your patients and then get locked away like he did?
Linda.
No, my uncle never did anything wrong or illegal. You know, he just had some patients. This old guy claims he was possessed by Bryan and wasn't in control of his own actions, movements. So, you know, my uncle just wanted to show the guy that he was. So all he did was he hid a camera in a corner.
I get in, Joe. Police are saying.
I mean, why was the guy so violent? And didn't your uncle treat him for depression and he didn't say much of anything?
You know, I've got this friend who believes in Bryan.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, and she said that being filmed is major heresy. Anybody else here?
No.
Did you hear that?
What? Anyway, you know what? It's a good gift. Just gonna send some tapes back home.
Hey, Jonathan. Your uncle says this is really important that you watch this tape he made you, okay? Sorry.
I'll go there.
We all miss you here in New York. Since we don't get to see you much anymore, I thought we'd send you something to capture your experiences. I know, my luck with these things is pretty bad, so it seems ironic that I would pass one along to someone who I love. I thought I was helping that patient, Jonathan. A camera isn't a dangerous instrument, but I was wrong. And I want you to know that.
Here's some of the neighborhood. Very, very safe. People leave their doors unlocked, if you can believe that. Oh yeah. Now you definitely can't say this didn't serve its purpose, right? So, guess I'll show you some more. Oh, that's one of my neighbors.
All I do is for him.
Hey, how's it going?
Until I saw the truth.
All right.
All I do is for him.
So I was just going to maybe show a little bit more of the neighborhood.
I did not think that way until I saw the.
Hello? Does everybody have a camcorder?
It's an old one. My parents bought it when I was in junior high. I just figured since you were going to start documenting the neighborhood, maybe I'd do it too.
Please, I'm not documenting anything,
Yeah.
okay? I'm just recording some stuff to send it back east. I mean, they think we live in the desert.
We do.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, like the Sahara Desert.
Well, I have a camcorder too. Actually, it's the school's. Sometimes kids will use it for special projects and stuff.
Yeah, like what?
Actually, I can't even remember the last time. Probably sometime before I started working there.
What?
I guess nothing.
You okay?
What do you mean? Why do you ask?
Nothing. Well, okay, you just seem a little bit on edge lately, that's all.
It's my client this past month. He insists on no help from the AG's office, even though he can't possibly defend himself. He's crazy. I don't know. It's just putting me on edge, I guess.
Good morning, students. I hope you're well. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all of ours.
Okay, everyone. We were talking about...
Teacher Linda, why don't you wear a mask when we say the pledge?
Well, Dawn, I think that's a
Yeah,
personal...
Teacher Linda. Why don't you wear a mask?
Class, we've been over this before, and this is a personal matter.
Do that.
You just
Haven't you
listen.
seen what happened?
Okay, so we've decided to look into some stuff here in Arizona.
This is so
where-
stupid. There's nothing to check out. No one will ever be watching.
Okay, thank you, Linda. That helps. My name is Jonathan, and I live at 16. After this recording, I'm 32 years old.
Do you want me to go? Okay. Hello, my name is Nicole, and I live at 32 Arizona, And I am also 32.
Come on, Linda.
Let's go.
My name is Linda, and I live at 2215 Fair. It's a sign. It's a sign. We shouldn't be doing this.
It's okay. It's okay.
God, calm down. It's not the end of the world.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, anyway, in case anybody wants to know who we are, what we're doing. Okay, what I'm about to do is very dumb.
What we do know about Bryan is he was being groomed to be the next ruler of Wellston by his parents, the king and queen. He was known as a troublemaker by his peers, and his teachers more than once complained to the high courts. The king and queen wouldn't hear of it, demanding that their only child be deemed an honor scholar.
Can you tell me about the scar?
Ah, yes, of course, the scar around Bryan's neck. Well, the faithful believe that the scar was inflicted by the devil himself, Tansy. The theory is that Tansy, in a rage, broke into the king castle, and he evaded the king and queen guards, and he made his way directly down to the library where he found the blessed child. And in a horrible rage, and with his brute strength, he killed the child. Tansy was apprehended, and his punishment was very severe. He was forced to drink the blood flushed from the child's body. Next, he was taken outside, and his arms and legs were tied to 4 horses. The executioner gave the signal, the horses galloped away, and they tore asunder Tansy's limbs. Then Tansy was tied to the village square, and the villagers were instructed to line up, and one by one they were handed a dull knife.
A dull knife?
Well, the purpose was very grisly, like a common butter knife. So one by one, the villagers were instructed to saw through Tansy's neck. I mean, it truly most grueling torture, even by today's standards. And when, say, 100 villagers or so were done, there's really no count of how many did the sawing. Tansy's neck hung by just a few strands. Perhaps some would argue that this moment alone is where the greatest mistake was made. Tansy was not buried. His body was thrown to the outskirts of town. Because the beast was never formally placed in the ground, conjecture is that that is why he haunts us to this day. Many religious scholars, they believe that because Tansy was publicly humiliated, publicly executed, that only fed into his rage and made him more vengeful.
So how did they finally rid the world of Tansy?
Well, can you rid the world of Tansy? Who knows? I mean, it really does depend on what you believe.
Have you felt him?
How dare you?
Get out of here! No, get out of here! Get out of here!
Jonathan, stop it!
I know, but how many times are we alone? Deserted library. Alright, sorry, my mistake.
Tansy was just some normal guy. He was a painter. Tansy Downing was one of the few in the village that did not believe in the king and queen's rule. He did not go to the summons. He did not believe in Bryan's heir. It says here that one day Tansy went completely insane after being accosted by the people for so long. No one would socialize with him. No one would hire him for work. No. Shit.
What?
No one would sell him food. He had to hunt on his own and find water from abandoned wells. It says one day that he just went mad after being accosted by the people for so long, sought out the royal family, penetrated through the security measures, and inexplicably found his way into the royal dining hall where he beheaded the kid Bryan.
What?
It's whispering.
You hear whispering? Hey, did that book say anything about where this happened? You never hear about that.
Can we just go?
I know, but we're here. Well, just another couple minutes.
Did you ever get a bad feeling about being somewhere? Let's go. How interesting is this, really?
Well, we haven't seen her in a long time. It's worth the check out if she's all right.
There's nothing wrong with her. I think she's just really freaked out about that thing at school.
Well, she called us, so.
All right, let's go.
Is that open?
Yeah, it is. Lynn? Linda, are you home?
Linda?
Lynn? What is this? Jonathan. Oh my God.
Across anyone who follows Bryan.
Linda?
You okay?
I don't know.
Jonathan, the window.
Quiet.
Jonathan. Over there. What about this?
In my pledge to Bryan, I will sacrifice all of my wants, needs, and
Look at the bottom, Jonathan. It's a contract.
signed them to executed God Harnish. This was recently. This is right after that thing in her school.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to go.
Where?
To one of those houses, the places where they have those meetings.
Jonathan, you can't. They probably want to ask us questions about Linda. They probably know that she was our friend.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to convert.
Don't do anything stupid.
How do you know this won't happen, though?
Just say that you wanted to go to one of the sessions, like, let's say a big one on Sunday. How'd you get in?
One of my colleagues, Michael, he asks me about Bryan weekly.
Miss King was liked by her co-workers and neighbors. The apparent suicide took many by surprise.
Linda was a professional. This comes as a total shock that she would end her life.
Authorities say that after Miss King slit her throat, she fell backwards and hit the floor, fracturing her skull. Local leaders commended her courage as well.
Linda should be revered for ending her life in the name of Bryan.
Miss King's family will hold a private service.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Still there?
Jonathan! Jonathan.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Oh, great. Real great. Oh, this is my daughter, Bridget.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you want to learn about Bryan?
Oh, we're not going to talk about that right now, sweetie. Sweetie, why don't you go find a seat, okay?
Bryan loves you.
Jonathan, let me introduce you to one of our leaders. This is God Moore. Mr.
Hi, a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much.
None of it bad, I hope. Jonathan's not a believer.
Michael, everybody's welcome here. Welcome, Mr. Now, a pleasure.
Oh, if you need a head covering, we can set you up.
I don't know if I'm ready for that just yet, but thank you.
Of course, of course. Well, please, if you want to talk, you may call or stop by the house, okay?
Thank you.
I'll talk to you afterward, okay?
We gather today to remember Bryan, who was to be our Lord had not the devil Tansy slayed him, cut his throat. Bryan, we praise your name. We will find the devil Tansy and avenge Bryan.
Gentlemen, we lost one of ours recently. Linda was a fine young woman who was violently slayed by the devil Tansy. Who did this? Who? Fortunately, we have a very good friend of Miss here tonight. Mr. Jonathan, will you please stand up? Please, Mr. Miss was a friend, Mr. Do you believe the devil Tansy came into her home and took her life?
I believe.
We all know, Mr. that you feel grief, same as us, and that you want the devil Tansy to be punished. You may be seated. Fellow worshippers, let's all pray for Mr. that he join us in our fight to heal Linda's soul, and that Bryan watches over him. Why were you recording our session, dear?
I was just videotaping some of my friends at the park, and I started walking around.
Little Missy, our houses of worship are not some spectacle to be recorded. We're praying in the name of the Lord, and that's a very private time. Shut your fucking mouth! Sweetheart, we know you were very good friends with our child Linda. Can you please tell me what happened to her?
I believe she was taken away by the devil Tansy.
Sweetheart, I want you to meet someone.
Godmore, why is she crying? Did the devil Tansy do it?
Yes, Capri. The devil made Nicole sad.
There. Bryan will make it all better. Bryan loves you.
Capri. I'm afraid Bryan doesn't love Nicole.
Why, Godmore?
Nicole doesn't believe in Bryan.
I'm dreaming.
No, sweetheart. This is not a dream, I'm afraid. Have you met Bryan?
Emergency.
My name is Nicole, and I've been kidnapped. I'm in the city.
Ma'am, would you please slow down?
But I don't know where. Can you trace the call?
Please hold, ma'am. We have you traced to 110 Miller Road in... Is this a prank, Miss...
What? No! I've been kidnapped, and I can't get out. I can't get out. Help me. Hello?
Just one of my daughters having a little fun.
No, I'm sorry, Chief. Sorry to disturb you at home, sir. Good night.
Haven't heard from Nicole in a long time. She mad at me? I asked her to stand outside that house. Whatever that place was, maybe it was that. Why am I recording this? Hey Nicole, it's Jonathan calling again. haven't heard from you, and I was just calling to see if everything is okay, and that's it. So, call me when you get a chance, okay? Hello?
Hello, Jonathan.
Did you get my messages? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Nicole, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
What do you mean? Where have you been?
Busy.
So, it's completely normal for friends just to stop talking to each other just like that?
I didn't stop talking to you.
Okay, fine. Well, since you're okay, I'm just gonna go.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Hello? Yes, who's this? How do you know about her? Yeah, sure, we can talk. And who is this again? Okay. Yeah, I'll meet you there. Bye.
Yes.
Jonathan.
What's the word?
Sit. I know what happened to your friend Nicole. I know it's happening all over town. I know you want answers, Jonathan. And I know that you think coming here is the way out.
The way out of what?
Arizona.
Well, Mr.
Call me
what-
Frenchette.
Frenchette. I can leave whenever I want.
I don't think you understand what's going on, Jonathan. And I don't think you would have come here if you thought everything was fine. You've been around the neighborhood. You stumbled upon something very big and very powerful. When's the last time you went out of town?
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been busy. I have work.
Look, Jonathan, I called you here because you're on the right track. I've been looking into the same thing. You've been close to the Bryans, and I need to know what you know.
I don't know.
Not now. Come on, we should go. Come on.
Is this really necessary?
Oh, yeah. You'll thank me. There we go. Nobody will ever be able to notice these. Still, though, you make damn sure they don't. Look, I gotta go. So you need me, you have my numbers, right?
Yeah. Look, I don't understand why you're helping me.
As I said, Mr. I'm entirely concerned with preserving some kind of civility. Wouldn't you be?
Good evening, Mr. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, what have you brought in tonight?
They're still talking about me. Always talking. Who knows what they're saying? And I shouldn't think of what they have against me. This is tragic.
Before we get into that, I just want to address our meeting time. Now, this is the last time I can meet you at night. I do keep normal 9 to 5 hours, okay? Who is this?
Carol.
Why did you bring her?
Because Carol tells me when people are talking about me.
Do you remember what we talked about last week?
Said that people aren't always looking at me and listening to me.
Very good. Mr. Flynn, what is it that?
They took me inside and they told me stories.
Who?
What's that, Carol? You want to know if the doctor...
As I've explained to you, I'm not a doctor.
If the doctor... If he's met Bryan.
I think we should focus on where we left off last week.
What's that, Carol? You see something, Carol? What do you think we ought to do about that, Carol? What, Carol? That's not very nice, Carol.
Wait, what is wrong? What is wrong?
That coat. My father used to wear that coat when he punched me.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Let me go ahead and remove the coat.
No. We have to go now. Nobody's gonna hear about this, are they, Doctor?
It is entirely confidential.
It's not nice to talk about people.
Yes. Hi, I'm Jonathan, here for Cindy.
Cindy.
Mr. Thank you for coming. Follow me.
Mrs. I usually don't see patients off-site, but the service asked if I'd make an exception. Somebody here who's delusional. Do you have any idea what this is about?
Here's where we hold our group therapy sessions. These are our resident rooms. Here's our cafeteria. Meals 3 times a day for residents that have outside privileges. Oh, this is where we hold our psychotherapy sessions. Have a seat.
Mrs.
No, please. Call me Cindy from now on, okay? Everybody here does.
Cindy, I thought we were supposed to keep this information confidential.
Don't worry about that.
Well, this is highly unusual. I really think we should move to another room.
I really
maybe
think that you
discuss-
should have a seat. Thank you.
Cindy, who are we here to talk about now? I was told by the service...
There is no patient, Jonathan.
And why am I here?
Your mother has admitted you. She's called us from New York and says you've always been oppositional. We think you need to be here.
I'm 32, you can't do that.
If a person is found to be mentally incompetent, federal law allows care to be deferred to the nearest family member, usually a parent. You should know this.
What? No. I mean, no! I'm a therapist, for God's sake!
Watch your mouth. We know you're a therapist. Your patients have been referred to another therapist. Now, you're advised by law not to contact them any further.
You can keep me here.
We very much can. We're gonna keep you here until you get all good and better. Also, keep in mind we're a very secure ward. So don't try anything stupid.
Get off me! Get off me! Let me go!
Don't move.
What are you doing?
We have to check your levels. I'm just taking one tube.
Levels for what?
Anafranil and Ritalin. We have to make sure your body can tolerate the drugs.
I'm not on drugs.
You're now on 50 milligrams. I shouldn't be talking. Just keep it like that for a few minutes. Have a pleasant day.
My name is Jim.
Hi, Jim.
You okay?
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thanks.
What are you drawing? You have not been eating. Why?
I'm nauseous.
Ah, that is a common side effect of the medications. Jonathan, my name is Armenian. I am your doctor.
Why?
I take the cases as they are assigned. Jonathan, do you know why you are here?
No. Why am I on drugs?
We put you on antidepressants, Jonathan, because we know what you are going through. We spoke with your friends and co-workers. They all said the same thing. They're worried about you. Manic depression and suicidal tendencies are not to be taken lightly.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a therapist. I want to get out of here.
Jonathan, first you have to get through your issues.
I don't have any issues.
Why are you angry?
What would you do if somebody put you in here?
If I had problems, I would want the proper therapy in order to work through them.
When can I get out of here?
That is just the attitude that will keep you in here. What is that you have drawn there?
Your mother.
Okay, Jonathan. If you want to make this difficult on yourself, I will see you in a few days.
Jonathan, it's time for group. Jonathan. So straight.
Welcome, Jonathan. How are you feeling today?
Angry.
Why do you feel angry, Jonathan?
Why do you think?
Are you still blaming others for why you're here?
These guys are your friends. They want to help.
Josh, how are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Are your meds working?
You make me feel better.
Then why don't you tell the group what you tried to do last week?
I tried to kill myself again.
Josh, what happened?
I would have died.
Why didn't you come talk to us?
Yes, Josh. Why didn't you tell anyone in the group?
I don't know.
Do you need another medication?
All right. All right. We'll have to talk to your doctor about that.
Jonathan, are you still angry?
What would you do if somebody put you in here?
Well, if I needed help, I would want to get help.
And just what help do I need?
Jonathan, that's what you have to figure out.
If you don't believe me, why don't you call my colleagues, call my friends, call Nicole. She's a lawyer. She'll tell.
We have made contact with Nicole, and she confirmed that you could probably work through quite a bit of your issues here.
Really? Can I call her?
You don't have phone privileges yet.
Fuck you!
Brody. It's okay, Brody. It's just wearing off. You've got to remain in control, son. If I take off your restraints, will you behave? Yeah. I'll be back for you in a bit.
Jonathan, do you know why you're in here? You know, if you just behave yourself, one of these days you can leave. You could have a wonderful life. But your attitude needs to change.
Sorry.
Bryan loves you.
Don't get up too fast. You get dizzy.
Jim, do you know what they gave me when I was in here?
We have to go now. Have a good day, Jonathan.
from the crime.
What are you doing?
I'm getting out of here today.
How?
I'm gonna bust out.
Doesn't seem like a very good idea.
I can kick the door open. I know I can.
I don't think you should do that.
You don't know me! What do you know? I can do anything I want because I am the Phoenix! Well, look what the cat drug in, you pussies. He loves you. You ungrateful son of a bitch! He loves you. He loves you! Fuck out of here. Do you love him?
Yes. What happened?
Maybe you can tell us your roommate did this morning.
Is he typically this oppositional? Trying to escape is intolerable, Mr. Do we have to put you in the lockdown ward?
I didn't try to escape.
Your roommate told us all about your plans. You are lucky he has decided not to press charges after what you did to him.
Bring him in.
Don't hurt me anymore, Jonathan.
All right, get him out of here.
I didn't do that.
Do you think I'm fucking stupid? From now on, you will not be joining us in group.
You are trying to make me look like an idiot. Do you want me to look like an idiot? Oh. I am prescribing psychodrama for you. And if you make me look like an asshole again, I will smash you with this clipboard until you have a hemorrhage. I will smother you with this pillow while you sleep. Have a nice day.
Jonathan. We have to go now, Jonathan. How you doing today, Jonathan?
Good, Jim. You?
This way.
Jonathan, I don't have much time, so just listen. Bend over, make like you're gonna throw up. Do it, bend over, start gagging. Do it now.
You okay, Jonathan?
Yeah, Jim, I'm just a little nauseous from the medication. Can you give me a minute?
Okay, Jonathan.
It's Frenchette, Jonathan. No questions, just listen. They're taking you to the psychodrama room. This may be your only trip out for weeks. This is our only chance now, so you gotta listen good. Sometime during the psychodrama session, the lights in the room are gonna go out. All the lights. It's gonna be totally dark in that room. Now, I want you to keep your guard up and look for the cracked door. It's an emergency exit.
Jonathan, we have to get going.
1 more second, Jim.
Jonathan, I don't like the way you were talking to me. I think you're being bad.
Jonathan.
I think you're being
Listen,
real bad.
you look for that cracked door, and you bust through it like your life depends on it. Do it, otherwise you might never get out. Remember, lights out, cracked door, bust through it.
I think you're being bad.
Jonathan.
Real bad. You okay?
Hello, everyone. Mr. Sheridan. And Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Please. Jonathan. Jonathan, do you know why you're in here?
Not really.
Tell me about your father, Jonathan.
Never knew him.
Well, that's not what your mother seems to think. She told me about your childhood. When you were little, were you sad that your father left your family?
No.
Well, that's not what your mother seems to think. She says that you have a lot of anger and resentment at your father for leaving the family. She said that you needed to be saved. Jonathan, we can save you. Your mother's a believer, Jonathan. She thinks that you need to deal with the anger that you have towards your father and to find Bryan. If all of us in this community didn't believe the same thing...
I haven't talked to my mother in years. I never knew my father. I don't understand why the hell...
Mister! You listen to me. When you come into this room, you show some respect. There is no swearing. Here's what you do. You sit down. You shut up. You participate. Do you understand me? What?
Yes.
Okay then. Let's get started. Mr. Sheridan, have you been making any progress with your son?
No, he won't talk to me.
Sorry. But today, we're going to try a different approach.
You just repeat what I say.
sorry for being an alcoholic. And I'm sorry for cheating on your mother. I'm sorry for not being there for you.
Have you changed?
Have you changed?
Oh, yes, I'm working on it. I have seen the error of my ways. I know that idolatry is sinful. And I know that drinking brings the devil out of me.
Now say, Bryan loves you.
Bryan loves you.
Mr. Sheridan, Mr. Sheridan. Please remember. Okay, Jonathan. Now it's your turn to get better. You need to deal with the anger that you have towards your father. Mr. Sheridan here, he's gonna play your father. And I want you to talk to him exactly like you would your own father. Tell your father you're mad at him.
I'm not mad at my father.
Oh, yes, you are. Did he leave the family? Was he an alcoholic? Did he cheat on your mother? Say it!
I'm mad at you.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I love you. Jonathan, I love you.
Answer your father, Jonathan.
Son, answer me.
Answer, Jonathan.
Son, answer me.
Answer.
Son.
Answer.
Answer me!
Answer!
Son! Answer me! Selfish motherfucker!
Security breach on the east port. Security breach on the east port. All staff report to the east port.
Come on! Move! Run! Alcohol! Let's go! Move! Come on, let's go! Get up that ladder! Come on! Stop! Stop! Ah! Get in!
Put those on.
Go! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Cricket,
What is it?
antidote for what they shot into you back there. It's orange juice. You were shot with a tranquilizer. The vitamin C will help rid the effects. We gotta make a switch pretty soon. They're gonna be on us.
Who's he?
A friend?
Look, thanks for busting me out of that place.
Hey, Jonathan. You're uncorrupted. We figure there's still hope as long as there's more people like you out there that haven't,
Accepted Bryan.
Right.
That's his problem.
He's not very trusting of outsiders.
I'm getting out of here.
Now, let's go inside for a second.
Gotta go.
Where are you gonna go?
What is this place?
Jonathan, I think it's important that from now on you record everything, and I mean everything.
Why?
Because if we ever get out of this thing, believe me, you're gonna want proof.
What are you saying?
Come on, Jonathan, do I have to spell it out for you? The town is under control. For all we know, the rest of the world's the same.
That's crazy. What about the newspapers, television?
You ever see the news around here? How would you know anything was wrong aside from the normal shit?
Well, I'll leave. Are you telling me I can't get out of Arizona?
Jonathan, you're the first uncorrupted we've seen in 6 years. Hey. Hey! If you're gonna leave, at least take this. Just take it, okay? Hey. You need a ride? Go around back, you'll find it there.
Friend chat. Thanks. I mean it.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Fuck it. Hey, it's Jonathan. I know, how have you been? Me? Didn't you hear what happened to me? No? Well, they said they talked to you. Well, anyway, look, I'm just calling to say I'm leaving town. No, I don't think there's any way you can convince me to stay. Oh. Yeah. Alright, well, maybe you're right. I guess I at least owe you that. I'll say goodbye in person. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Mom and Yeah, so we should be there in like 30, 40 minutes. Okay. Okay, bye.
Any of you suffered severe mental consequences? Sincerely apologize.